that bad.
Okay, I think we're live. Yeah, says we're live. Hey folks, this is the Grumpy Vlogger. I won't be able to see what's going on, but I said I'd let everybody know as soon as I found out. We just got out of the doctor's office and the radiation oncologist, the Cancer Institute, and it's good news. She's got a spot on her lung that he says is consistent with an infection. He says it doesn't look like any cancer cell he's ever seen, so he's going with it was pneumonia. So that's a good thing. We just stopped here to eat, and once Judy gets ready,
But we gotta go back in 2 months tonight.
he does want her to go back in 2 months just to do another follow-up rather than take a chance. Hey Bob Casey, yeah, I'm sitting here at the Quick Trip here. We just got us a sandwich, and I said I'd tell everybody that I'd let everybody know as soon as we found out, but did we want to hear him say it's 110% pneumonia? Yeah. Did he say it? He gave us about a 98%. It's that 2% that always worries us. But he said there was looked like there was a bit of a collapse on the lung. That would explain some of the chest pain she was having during his breathing period. Hello, Rick Halber. How you doing, buddy? But for those that, for anybody that's just... the news is good. He wants to see her back in 3 months for another CT rather than a PET scan. So if, now if something were to show up in the CT in 2 months, then he says we'll do a PET scan. But he says, as far as he's concerned, he says it was infection cause, not a cancer cause. So, it's still, we're always dealing with this. So,
I'm getting older.
give the sweet lady a hug from Tater. Tater wants me to give you a hug, so I will do that. Just glad it's no cancer. Yeah, we are. I mean, it's one of those things that we would like to have had 100% guarantee that it wasn't, but he said it looks like no. He says it was light and fluffy. It didn't present itself as a hard cell, which would have been cancer. So that is the one thing he said.
I've lost my lighter.
You lost your lighter. Is it in your door?
No.
So, well, Tater, Bob Casey, and Rick Halber, thank you. Well, what'd you do with it? Is it in your coat pocket?
No.
Is it in the front pocket of your purse?
No, but I found a lighter.
You found one? Okay. Well, that's the one that disappeared the other day. Well, she found one.
Cancer and smoking.
Yeah, she's had cancer and she's smoking. So I'm going to head down the highway. So,
Why?
yes, Tater, God is good. He answered some prayers there for me. And I mean, yeah, we'd have liked a 110% guarantee, but we're not going to get it, especially at her age. But he did say there was absolutely nothing in the abdominal area. You're at the doctor's office right now, Rick? Wow. Okay. Well, I hope everything works out for you. I hope you, yes, all the time God is good. Yeah. He is really taking care of us.
Taking care of us.
Yeah, he's really treated us well. And I want to start heading out towards the highway.
If you only knew the truth of it all.
Oh,
He's taken really good care of Lloyd and I.
Yeah, he's taken care of us a lot. I mean, real simple. If it wasn't for God, we wouldn't be here.
And if you believe in miracles.
Well, we've had more than ours. Actually, sometimes I think we've overused our miracle lot.
Oh, I think so.
Yeah, and speaking of miracles, I'm not that good of a driver, so you do need to put on your seatbelt.
I wasn't prepared for you to take off so soon.
Oh, well, I'm sorry. I want to. But anyways, it has warmed up. It's 56 degrees, and I'm sitting here in a winter coat. And Judy was cold when we started out, and it was cold.
And it took us all the way up here to get
Took us all the way from Muskogee to Tulsa to finally get
warm.
Now it's really warm, and I didn't take off my
Just a coat.
my coat. So I am going to be sweating down. But anyways, guys, I did say I would
let everybody know.
Yeah, and anybody you know that doesn't know, go ahead and tell them about it. But
please. Thanks for the prayers.
Yes, and thank you for the prayers, everybody that's extended out. I called my boys and talked to them personally and told them what the doctor said. The bad news is our doctor, he's an Australian, and he is leaving by the time, he'll be leaving at the end of the year. So we won't get to, today was our last time to see him, and he is such, well, he's an Aussie for one thing, so he's got a great sense of humor. So he said he would get us connected with another doctor as qualified as him and Willison were. And Judy said, well, he's got to have a sense of humor. He said, well, I'll work on that. But yeah, we're just, I'm very happy. We've lost 2 or 3 good nights sleep, haven't we?
I've lost more than that.
You've lost about 2 weeks of it but she was having these pains in her chest, and she said it felt like when her lung collapsed. Well, now, after talking to the doctor today, he said it showed a little sign of collapse. So that meant that part of the lung had probably deflated, and it's now reinflated. And anybody who's ever had a punctured lung or a deflated lung or a collapsed lung, you know what that feels like. It's very painful. And knock on wood, I've never had one, but Judy's had 2. So now possibly 3, but it just was caused, he said in his opinion, it was caused by an infection, not by cancer. So, and this is what he does for a living. He's a radiation oncologist. So, he's a doctor, he's an MD. So this is his specialty. And so I take it for what it's worth. And guys, I can't see the chat. I really can't, because I'm eventually going to set up. I think my iPad Pro 12-inch is slowly dying. So I'm going to be switching everything over to Judy's 10-inch iPad Pro, which is actually a couple years newer. So I may be moving things around, and then that's a little smaller. I can take and put it in here, use it to read the chat, and then watch while I'm traveling. 1,000, the sooner I can broadcast just using a straight, but traffic, tail lights, stop.
Tail lights, Lord, big time, stop.
I'm stopping. Hell, they haven't moved over yet.
But they're coming over.
Well, yeah, they're coming over, but I was watching. She gets excited.
Especially when I see a whole string
They were all over in that lane.
And there's police.
Well, there was probably a wreck here. Now I've got to get over in that lane. But anyways, this is the fun of big town. It's noon traffic. It looks like they may have had an auto accident here, and so all the traffic is backing up. Yep. There's a cop there anyways.
There's 3.
3 of them? I wonder what they're...
In
an ambulance?
I don't know.
Oh. Fire truck.
Fire truck.
Okay. Huh. Well, there's an ambulance too. There's a truck. Oh, that's another police car.
They're all police.
What's this one here? That's a cop car too. Oh, but I wonder if somebody got a pedestrian. It was a hit and run or something. Anyways.
There's only one car.
I didn't even see a car. I saw that cop car in the front. The ambulance.
Didn't have any lights on.
Yeah, but I'm still thinking, huh. whatever it was, there was a bunch of them there. Maybe they found a deceased person in the ditch or something. Who knows? Or somebody was injured, you know, walking down the highway. It's hard telling. So, anyways, that was the excitement for that moment.
That's the first time we've had to come to an emergency
Well,
stop.
what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn on this automatic drive control thing, and I'm going to be able to watch the video and then let the van drive home.
Oh, bullshit.
Isn't that how that works?
You're full of crap. You know that.
You see how she treats me? You heard that. Saying I'm full of crap. Anyways, but now we're relieved. It's, and I apologize to anybody I can't see. I just can't see because,
One reason the sun's
well,
in
I'm
our
driving
eye.
for one thing, and
The sun's in our eyes.
the sun is shining right in, so it's kind of darkened my glasses, and just, you know, it's a great phone, but it's not one of those, you know, 10-inch iPad type phone. But we'll be heading down the highway here pretty quick, and but for those that showed up late, and again, I apologize for not being able to read the chat, but for those that showed up late, the doctor says that spot on her lung looked like, and it was created by an infection. He says there is something there, he says, but it's a kind of white fluffy thing, which is indicative of infection, such as pneumonia. It showed she had a slight collapse of the lung there, you know, a little scar from that, and but it didn't look like any cancer cells he'd ever seen. So that was the good news, was that the way we wanted him to present. He's honest, you know. He's an Aussie. They tell you how they see it, you know. They don't pretend, you know. And but one of the things I did ask, and because I mentioned in one of my videos earlier this week, and I'll talk a little bit more in another video about the age, and I found out today that the average age is, I mean, the overall average age for cancer to strike is in people that are 65. You know, that's usually the starting age, he says. But, so that's why there's a predominance of seniors that were in there. He said, but he's noticed, he doesn't know if it's this area, he said, because he worked in Florida so for years, and that's where he, you know, the average age of Floridians down there where he worked were all seniors, all New Yorkers probably, or Philadelphia, big city people. But, you know, the snowbird types. All right, buddy, get yours. GMC, doesn't that stand for generally made crappy?
No.
Isn't that what GMC stood for? GMC
No.
trucks generally made crappy. Anyways. But guys, I'm going to go ahead and sign off here, but I just wanted to give everybody the news, pass it along. We're going back in 2 months just to make sure, and if anything should show up, then they'll do a PET scan. But the only spot that even showed up was the one in her lung that we already knew about. And I mean, the one, not the previous cancer, but there was nothing new anywhere else, you know, from the eye to the thigh. Everything was clean, you know. Just that spot in the lung, and he really feels, you know, he felt safe in saying that it was an infection. So that's the good news. Like I said, we would have been happy if he had said, oh, absolutely zero cancer, nothing there, you know. But he did say that this doesn't look like any cancer cells he's seen. So he says it's infection-based, not cancer-based. So I'm going to go with that and thank the good Lord and all the prayers and all the good thoughts that everybody sent to us. It's always appreciated, guys. I'll get hold of you guys when I can and talk to each one of you I can individually, that I got your number and stuff. And but I just, like I said, I will watch Owly, but I'm going to be able to relax now for a while, as long as she keeps improving. A couple other things that we're going to follow up on, but that's just, you know, part of getting old stuff, you know. I think so. We're going to have Australian doctor is leaving this practice and moving. So he's tired of working 100 hours a week. They won't bring in any new doctors, and he's been carrying the load by himself over in that department. And as he said, he says, I don't want to have to rush through setting the computer up for the cyberknife radiation stuff. He says, one screw up, and he says it's curtains for the patient. He says, and I won't do that. He says, so I've got to have people that, you know, I've got to have time. He says, but he says there has been an increase in patients from, like I said, the good thoughts, and as I said, squirrel, yeah. Anyways, guys, you take care. Treat each other the way you want to be treated, and be nice to each other, all right? I'm the Grumpy Vlogger, and I'm out here. Bye-bye for now.